Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on Bustthenet, on a show brought to you by One Football Lab. These are the Kingstonian Diaries. It's my LLM save. I always do a lower league save every season, and more often than not, I end up with a Diffuse challenge. So if you want more information about this challenge, you can go down to the SI forums, look out for a thread by Diffuse. It's the Diffuse challenge. Essentially, you're a manager without any badges, so you're always going to see this starting on coaching courses, and then you can always double check, look at your coaches, and you'll find that you usually have nothing, right? So I have no badges whatsoever to speak of. Pretty much walk the dog piece of shit that I am, and I have to try and do my best with this club. So we've done okay. The club itself, we've been promoted from Van Rama National South. Last season we finished top of the table, and we managed to get promoted ahead of Bilirike, who are still back there and they're still down there trying to get promoted. Two teams got promoted, Hampton and Richmond, and Kingstonian. So we are in the Van Rama National League right now and doing quite okay, I have to admit. We had a pretty rocky start. We lost to Wrexham, beat Telford in our next game, and then I struggled to find a win in 4 games. And then we started stringing together some wins. We started beating teams, and we've on a 5-game winning streak, beating some notable teams like Dag and Red 2-1. We beat Aldershot 3-2. Our last game against Eastleigh, this was a great game. I wasn't too sure how we'd approach this game. We fell behind to a goal from Eastleigh in the 34th minute, made a few tactical changes. I didn't change my tactic as much as I just switched around some of the roles and duties. Some of the players were moved around, and but Constantino this season, he has been absolutely fantastic. He's already scored 12 goals in 11 appearances. I find that whenever you're managing a lower league side and you want to try and move up the table, or you want to try and do well, you cannot afford to be sentimental. It's the reason why people will struggle with this kind of a save. So what have I done? We got promoted, and I bring in a whole bunch of players into the team. We brought in Sam Besson. He's our number 1 goalkeeper right now. We've also brought in we found this guy Yanis Constantino. He just popped up, knocked on the door, asked to be given a chance. So we trialed him, and at the moment I saw his the combination of some of his mentals, because as a striker, I want good off the ball, and I want some composure, and he's got composure, finishing off the ball. He's got a decent physicals, so there was no doubt in my mind that he was gonna be playing a big part in the team. And he forms quite a few. I mean, there are quite a few players now in our team. But as you can see, if I were to play, there are certain systems that we can only play right now. And the system that we're using, the 4-1-3-2, leverages on our ability to put together a decent, strong midfield. And we have a solid midfield at the moment. And this is one way you can analyze your team. So I'm looking at the players. We got Rogere Mosendo is injured, but with Bradley, Emerson, Salim, Nassau, and Ash Maddox, we've got pretty solid midfield. Up front now, we've also brought in the striker Bradley Goldberg. Very average attributes. He's already scored 4 goals in 10 appearances, but I need him to play as one part of a duo. But he's not the perfect choice for a deep line forward and support, because that's the role that he ends up playing. And I'm still debating whether or not he starts most of the games, because we have other players who can play in that role. I got Tom Derry, and I've got Osagi Bascom. They can all play in the deep line forward as a supporting player. In terms of training, now people have asked me this question a few times, even in private sessions, about LLM. When it comes to LLM, you really can't do very much, right? As long as you're not professional, you can't mess with scheduling. So when it comes to training, I'm it's very basic. I go balanced, and I never come off balance. And as far as my training is concerned, I give them areas of the game where I want them to improve. Now, I've chosen strangely enough, ball-playing defender. Why do I go for ball-playing defender for my defenders? Here, okay, we're going to remove off the ball. I don't need him to worry about off the ball. We'll just concentrate on tackling. But here, ball-playing defender, why this one? Well, because it's the only defender role that works on vision. And a large part of the way we play is hoofing the ball from the back. A lot of our goals have come from the defenders getting assists. And Odofin and Perry, I've got one ball-playing defender, I got one defensive centre-back. One guy doesn't take any risks with the ball. I mean, he's playing just beside a wing back, and the other guy, well, he given half a chance. If he sees something that's worth kicking for, he's just gonna kick. He's just gonna put the ball up, and that's how we've been playing our football. It's not pretty. If you want to see pretty football, watch Ajax. If you want to see effective football, watch Kingstonian. That's the way I've set it up. There's no rocket science in the way we play. Very few. I don't want to do PIs, right? Because I'm not too sure. So I want to keep things simple. I see a lot of tactics out there. They come loaded with so many TIs and PIs. There's no real need to do that. I mean, unless you are Jose Mourinho or you fashion yourself to be Jose Mourinho, then yeah, why don't you go and tell the player exactly what you want him to do? That's the way Jose Mourinho and Rafa Benitez manage their sides. Here, on the other hand, I like to give my players some freedom, and in that sense of the word, I don't feel like limiting what they can potentially do. In terms of our tactics so far, we've been playing control structure. We've got a system here that we use. We've got a 4-1-3-2. We also have our narrow, and we also use this 4-1-2-2-1. Essentially, it's almost the same system that I'm using with Ajax. However, here the style of football is very different, and the combination in midfield is also different compared to my Ajax side. Here, this tactic is very similar to the one we're using with Ajax. And here the 4-1-2-1 also very similar to the one we're using with Ajax, but there are very few. My Ajax side has got more PIs than this team. This team has literally no PIs when they go out and play. No PIs on any one of them, even the goalkeeper. And this is the big part about how we play. My goalkeeper is not told to distribute shot. He is told to just play his normal game. And in that sense of the word, we hope that we can occasionally just alleviate pressure from our backline. Our backline isn't very good. And the other thing about how we play is whenever you get all these new players into your club, you're always going to go like, how the heck am I going to know who is going to be playing? That's a very common problem. So, as you can see, I've got players like Tom Meacham. I don't even know how am I going to, the attributes are okay. I just brought them into the club. So, okay, fine, 11 finishing, 9 composure. Yeah, come. Okay, because financially we're okay. I'm playing a very simple game in the sense that I'm making sure that my wage budget is more than adequate for me to keep such a big squad. However, players like Giannis Constantino, they're gonna get pitched. Now already Manolis Gogonas, the people are going to him, and three clubs are trying to pick him up. But we managed to get in another player called Girdleston, who doesn't have his penchant for charging up the pitch. So for our match against our next match, we're playing against Dover at home, and the question is, how do I approach a home game? Again, I have my system, so I'm gonna look at my players and go, I know who are the players that I can depend on. So Emson is going to be a ball winning midfielder. He's got 10. He's decent as a ball winning midfielder. As you can see, his off the ball is only 6, so I don't expect him to get forward. Ash Maddox, again, he's slightly better. He's going to be the Carrello. We got this new young player called Henry Wise. The reason why he's playing there, passing, decision, and vision. So I'm hoping that he can be like a playmaker. Then we've got on the left flank. The question is, do I want to use this new player? I've got Louis Dix, who we have just signed, and he can play in this position. I got Tom Bayliss as well, who's not that bad. He's also a new signing. We're actually going to start with him here. So I got Bayliss, Wise, Emson. As you can see, Maddox and Emson have been playing since last season, so they understand each other quite well. Then we got Jake Smeaton. It's a fullback, so he will go to the left flank. Manolis Gogonas will be an option for us from the bench. That's my plan. So we'll put him on the bench. Okay, so we've got a pretty, I would say, a pretty decent team that can go out and play. So here we got Goldberg as a deep line forward and support. Now, I'm not a big fan of this because he doesn't have the strength to play in this position. I could easily ask a player like Tom Derry to play there, but Tom Derry, again, passing 7. Well, I'm gonna go with Tom Derry. Give him a chance. I'm a bit nervous about this because I'm still trying. I mean, we have managed to win some of our games, and I am very nervous. I'm still very nervous with the players that I picked to hit onto the pitch. Well, okay, we're gonna be at home, so I'm gonna take a more attacking posture with Gogona starting. So I've got these players. I can now hop into a 4-3-3 later with Derry Constantino just to take off Wise, and I can bring on Barry Goldberg. Okay, so I've got my I can swap 3 ways now. This system can go change. I can change them around, so that's the good news. All right, go to the dressing room. Let's talk to the. It's all over to you. Some people ask me why I don't make so many substitutions. Well, I know my players well enough. The players on the pitch can usually do the job that's asked of them, and I tend to trust them until they don't perform. And if their ratings are like really low, like 6.3, there's a big. I've written about this in my book. If there's a divergence in your ratings, that's when I think of taking them off or adding. It brings something new to the attack. Then I'll bring him on. But most of my players are about the same. So only if their ratings are really far from the rest of the team, like you got the whole team doing like 6.3. Oh, sorry, the whole team is doing like 6.8 to 7.3, and you got one player running around with a 6.0. Then I'll look at him and go, okay, and his ratings are dropping. I'll take him off. So that's how I decide who comes on. How do I use my substitutes? Or maybe if I need to change the style of attack. Maybe I want to bring on a more defensive-minded player, like Gogonas, for example. If I want to lock down my right flank, then I'll bring Girdleston on and take off Gogonas. So substitutions are strategic. I don't just make them for the sake of making them. Kane with the ball out wide to Hutchinson. Hutchinson's shot is blocked by Emson. Emson playing really well. Now this is where I want Derry. Derry is strong. He can hold on to the ball. Bayliss. Playing as a Carriero. Derry gets inside the box. Oh my goodness, he has opens. I didn't even expect him to score. Tom Derry has buried that. Absolutely. What a start. Dover is playing with a 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2. They've already gone a goal down. Oh, that was a great goal from Derry. How the heck did he find that? Oh, that was beautiful. A great start from Kingstonian. Medley with the ball to Hutchinson. Hutchinson to Collar. And Nguyen to Bird. Bird playing it to Kane. Here we go. Shots blocked by the defenders. There, good marshalling, but he's inside the box and his header hits it straight to Besson. I don't know if you guys were following the last show. Why did I choose Besson as my goalkeeper? Oh, what a rocket of a shot from outside the box. Oh, who the heck is this? I have to remember all these players. Wise. Bayliss goes away, gets the ball back. That Tom Bayliss at 73%. You can't realize Wise trying to release Tom Derry. That's how we play our football now. Oxborough. Good work from the back line. Hutchinson they play it. Oh, he's skipped one challenge and takes a shot at goal. I didn't bring Ash Maddox with me, so Louis Dix may have to come in and play in this role. His passing is not fantastic. That's the only downside. Smeaton with the free kick. Bayliss is dropping like a rock. Now, this is when I start considering whether or not to bring on a substitute. If he can last the first half, that's good enough. But it looks like he will only be able to play 60 minutes for today's game. This is our other central defender that we brought in. Okay, not too bad. The boys are doing alright. Second half starts. Again, I'll be tracking Bayliss in this game. Gogonas to Emson. Emson to Wise. Wise to Bayliss. Bayliss, 60. Gogonas. If I bring on a substitute for Bayliss, it could be a problem because Bayliss is better at tackling than and is better at passing the ball than this guy. Or rather, passing the ball. Smith, corner taken, Odofin clears the danger. That's why he's in the team. 18 jumping reach. Again, Odofin handles a cross, and wow. Okay. Derry with a free kick. Cleared. Duncan. We've got quite a number of players back defending, so we should be able to handle this. Medley. Oh, brilliant read from Dix. Constantino finds Derry. Derry slots it for Wise. Emerson inside the box. Couldn't bury it. We should have had a second goal. Corner taken by our central defender. Okay, I haven't said my set piece takers yet. Odofin wins the header, but he couldn't do anything else. Smeaton plays it back to Besson. Good football. Now passing it to each other. That's good football, you boys. This is not how you're supposed to play. You're supposed to, like, Besson is going to kick again. Plays it short to Gogonas. Out to Emerson. Emerson to Wise. Back to Derry. Derry looks around. Finds Gogonas. Gogonas. Emerson. Wise. Back to Dix. Dix will play safe. Come on. Out to the flanks. That's the boy I know. Constantino. Back to Dix. Back to Constantino. Unbelievable. Who is this team that I have in front of me? This is not Kingstonian. This ain't Kingstonian. What a goal. Unbelievable. I'm more used to simple, like kick it long, break into space, but Constantino's cross, finding Derry. Derry makes it 2. It's a great win for Kingstonian. 2-0. So could this be a great win for us over Dover Athletic? Besson, Constantino, Hutchinson, Odofin, Wise. At the start of the season, we were after the defeat to Wrexham, we beat one team, but we were something like 15th, 16th position. But the league table has certainly changed right now because we are actually quite high up the table at the moment. But we have to do well to remember that these things can change very fast. Perry back to Besson. Besson plays it long again. Constantino should be in a good position. Over the top it goes. Guesian shoots. He couldn't finish that. Gogonas there's so many passing options, but Gogonas decided to play out to Wise, the playmaker. But it's a great win for us. We totally dominated this match. Really happy with how we play. There we go. Kingstonian have moved to the second spot. Our performances this season have been fantastic. We started off in 17th after our defeat to Wrexham. Then we won and moved up to 11th. And then we had this bad run. We couldn't win a game, so we dropped back to 13th. And then we started our winning streak. And now our winning streak has seen us jump all the way up to second spot. Gateshead started out very high up the table. Leyton Orient have been absolutely sensational this season. They started out really strong and then they just petered off. But I'm so proud of how we are playing. We are playing pretty well at the moment. Our 850 to 1. Now the odds have been slashed to 550 to 1. We're still favorites to go down. However, this time around, there are other teams who are much closer to us to get relegated. Kingstonian now, we've lost once to Wrexham. We've drawn 4 times, including draws to Leyton Orient and Whitehawk, Gateshead and Sutton. But we won 7 times. This is impressive. 3 away wins and 4 home wins, and 3 points behind leaders Gateshead. This is certainly a very, very interesting start to the season. I didn't expect to get off to such a fast start, but one of the reasons why we're doing so well, honestly, is this guy, Constantino. He is leading the league in goals, and 12 goals in 12 appearances. He's absolutely demonic. He's been banging in the goals for us, and we've done pretty well with him in our side. But he sometimes fails to score, which is totally understandable. I mean, you can't expect him to score in every single game, but we've done okay with him. and a good home win for us sees us move up the table, and we have got some pretty interesting matches coming. We've got Hampton and Richmond, fellow promotion, a fellow promoted side, and we got Chester. Then these are going to be some interesting games. I'm hoping that we can do well, because this is an incredible run. 6 wins on the trot, and our first clean sheet since our second win of the season over Telford. We have never kept a clean sheet. It's one of our weaknesses in our side. But now, to a brace from Tom Derry, who I actually fielded him as an afterthought. But generally, if I do like the 4-1-3-2. I mean, for a non-league side, there's one reason why. You got 2 strikers up top. You have the option of unleashing a wing back. You got 3 men in midfield. They take apart most 2-man midfields. Yes, if you play on a low mentality, you're gonna invite crosses into the box. So you need what do we do? We know we're gonna be faced with crosses, so we have this play in our side, jumping reach 18, so he can deal with most of the crosses. So most of the time he crosses into the box. Odofin is there to handle it. He's ably assisted by Manny Perry, who's okay as a defender. Other option, of course, is Sam Page. But Sam Page, well, he's 31 years old. He's too slow for our team with an acceleration of 6. But we've done okay. So if you wanna do well in LLM, the most important thing is for you to understand your system, right? How does it play, and where the weaknesses are for your system. So in my system, my weaknesses, I know we're going to be weak coming the way down the flanks. So I've got Smeaton here to look after one flank. Hopefully he does enough of a job. Then I make sure that whenever crosses come into the box, we have somebody to deal with them, and I've got this player here to deal with them. And chances are, if those kind of matches do turn out, if we do end up in those kind of matches where we are dealing with a lot of crosses, chances are we can also turn it around. So I got a ball playing defender here. I'll hoof the ball up, and I've got 2 strikers waiting to break away and try to score goals. And that's how we play the game. But our second goal certainly didn't look like something that I had planned on. But it certainly ended up being quite a goal. I'm pretty happy with how our team is developing. We still have a long way to go before the end of the season. But 12 games in, Kingstonian have moved into second spot on the table. This is unbelievable. I'm so happy with them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kingstonian Diaries. If you have any questions, you know to find me on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You guys take care, have a good one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.